Update 3 on Cyclone Debbie, which is currently located in the Coral Sea and not too far from hurricane status, are already a Category 2 on the Australian scale, winds of 65 miles an hour and a pressure of 985 millibars. It's at 17.9 degrees south, 152.1 degrees east, and cyclone warnings are in effect for parts of the Queensland coast. We'll get onto that shortly. The storm is expected to move towards the southwest. It's currently moving pretty slowly, only at 2 knots, and is likely to move towards the Townsville area, and particularly we're looking at possibly Ayr as the landfall area along the Queensland coast. Possibly at Category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. The Bureau of Meteorology says it will get to Category 4 on their Australian scale. Right now it's 58 miles south of Lihou Reef, 289 miles northeast of Mackay and Bowen, and it's a stage 3 on the CDPS scale. There you can see the wind field. It's quite large. The system is fairly large as a whole, extending out to around 200 kilometers or so. Over the next few days, this is what we expect to see from the storm as it takes hurricane status on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, then moves towards land. And there you can see by the end of Monday coming into Tuesday will be the worst effects of the storm as it makes that expected landfall between Bowen and Townsville. Pretty high confidence on the landfall zone, but it could still yet change, and of course areas in the surroundings will feel the effects of the storm too. Sea surface temperatures right now are pretty warm, 28 or 29 degrees Celsius. There you can see the cyclone warning, which is in effect for Ayr to St Lawrence, including Bowen, Mackay and the Whitsunday Islands. And we also have a cyclone watch in effect as far north as Cairns still. The wind shear is looking really good in terms of the storm, really bad in terms of people who live there. It means that low wind shear there could mean that the storm could intensify rather quickly and rapidly over the next few days, but its size may limit that a little. So, this is what it's been looking like in the last few hours. You can see the centre of the system there, a possible eye maybe in the beginnings, and a possible eye wall around it. Big flares up of convection just there in those latest frames, and look at the rotation on that, quite impressive to watch. You can see the pink outline barely on the left hand side of the screen. That's Australia, and the storm is still a little way off the coast, and its effects will not be felt for another 24 hours or so yet. Most of the storm's activity is on the eastern side, most of its rainfall that is, and the western side is a little bit dry at this time. Elsewhere in the tropics, we've still got this little thing here. That's Cyclone Caleb, which is still going in the Indian Ocean and is not going to affect land anytime soon. It's still got winds of 50 miles an hour as far as I'm aware, but it is still battling with wind shear. Its whole life has been spent doing that, and that's not going to change anytime soon. The Bureau of Meteorology say that it will survive for at least 2 or 3 more days before dissipating as it moves slowly towards the west. It ain't going places, Caleb is. Well, not much to say about that system, apart from the convection is displaced towards the left-hand side. And let's take a look at the main Australia map there. You can see both storms side to side there. Caleb on the far left, Debbie over on the right near the Australian coast. What's left of Invest 92S is just about discernible off the coast of Western Australia too. And let's take a look at how many storms we've seen so far in 2017. 1 depression, 8 tropical storms, 2 Category 1, 1 Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. And that is a number that you'd probably expect somewhere around the end of February or early March rather than late March. We're about a month behind schedule in terms of activity, and until recently it was the lowest ACE, accumulated cyclone energy, to date until these 2 storms formed. Since 1954. Remarkable statistic on an extremely quiet start to the year, but it looks like it's warming up now. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, and its tracker, where it's at your service at any time. Take a look. You can also find us on YouTube if you're not there already. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find us on Facebook, search Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there as well. You can also add Fool 13 on Skype, FWL13, and add extension 9094 on Discord for tropical weather chat.